Good afternoon, good evening, Jar of Marble dwellers and Jar of Marble curious. My name is Linda and this is Jar of Marbles.
And I'm Bob.
Hello, Bob. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. This week, I'd like to talk a little bit about daffodils with reflections.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Well, it occurs to me with every year in spring we see the daffodils that we've only got so many springs left.
Oh, am I going to like this?
You might. I've always loved daffodils, many of us do, and looked at them with reflections on the passage of time, the limited number of springs we each get, and the profound internal shifts that can come with ageing.
Fair shake of the sab, that's a bit, you know.
Well, I was thinking about daffodils and the gear changes in life. Welcome to Jar of Marbles. This week we're talking about noticing what matters before it passes us by. I'm your host, Linda, and today I want to talk about daffodils, not just as flowers, but as messengers.
Oh, I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you're going to go through a bad time, don't cut your bangs.
Maybe you meant that.
Yeah, maybe I did. You're right again.
Every spring they arrive, impossibly bright, unapologetically cheerful, a yellow so loud it silences winter's grey. I saw the first ones just last week growing wild along a fence near the post office. I stopped, I stared. It hit me. I thought, God, how many springs will I have where I actually notice them?
Oh, good fathers.
Not just see them, but really notice, because there are only so many springs left any way you want to look at it, you know. Not in some dramatic enders nigh way, but it could be. But in a quiet mathematical sense, if I'm lucky.
There's not enough time in the day for all the stuff I'm going to do.
Good on you. Good on you, Bob.
Yeah.
A few dozen years?
Geez, that's a bit on the too confident side, wouldn't we say?
Why is that, Bob?
Well, you already say bloody old.
Well, Bob, I might surprise you.
Well, you're right there.
So a few dozen years, maybe less. And when you start doing that kind of mental arithmetic, not in fear but in curiosity, something begins to shift inside you. This episode is about that shift, what I call the massive gear change. You may be feeling it too. That sense that ageing isn't just about slowing down, it's about changing speed entirely.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
It's not a downhill coast, it's a full body, heart, soul, mind shift in direction.
Yeah, geez.
A new gear that doesn't care much about milestones or social timelines or whether you've kept up. It wants presence, stillness, and often...
Daffodils?
Yeah, daffodils.
I saw a guy at the beach yelling, "Help, shark, help!"
I just laughed.
You just laughed? I just laughed because I saw that shark wasn't going to help him.
Oh, Bob.
Yeah.
I used to race through spring like it was a hallway to summer. I thought life was about arriving. Lately, I'm thinking it's about noticing what's already here. And this is where the daffodils come in.
I'm still kind of upset that they never actually told us how to get to Sesame Street.
Okay.
Yeah.
Daffodils don't last long, do they? A few weeks maybe. And then they're gone, like some kind of reminder from nature that beauty is often brief and boldly placed right in our path if only we'll only look up. Ageing has taught me to stop walking past the flowers, to stop measuring life in measurements, in achievements, and start measuring it in moments I was truly awake for, fully in it, present. Even if it's just 5 seconds on a sidewalk by the post office with some wild daffodils.
I will actually totally judge you based on your choice of breakfast cereal, you unfrosted weirdo.
Oh, good on you.
Yeah.
So if you've been feeling it, that strange inner shift, the change of gear, the sense that you're less interested in proving and more interested in being, welcome. You're not alone.
I went online to check the weather. 5 hours later, I'm watching a tutorial on how to weave a basket out of parsnips.
Yeah, it's a bit like that.
Yeah. Yeah, don't do it.
Hashtag daffodils with reflections. It doesn't mean life is ending. It means it's getting richer, quieter, wilder, more honest, like daffodils, bright, temporary, utterly themselves. I've always loved both spring and autumn. They're the sweet spots of the year for me, gentle transitions full of colour and life.
My ability to remember song lyrics from the 80s far exceeds my ability to remember why I walked into the kitchen.
Oh, God, I can totally relate, Bob.
Yeah.
But spring especially holds a kind of magic that nothing else quite matches. There's something about the way the air smells after months of cold, isn't there? Like the earth is waking up and stretching, pushing tiny green shoots out of the soil. Everything begins again. Everything seems to be waking up. The garden stirs with daffodils and budding herbs. Bees start to hum lazily through the air, and mornings feel full of possibility.
To everyone that signed my 7th grade yearbook, you'll be happy to know I did in fact stay cool. Yeah.
Great, good news.
Yeah.
Autumn has its beauty too, doesn't it? The golden light, the crisp air, the comforting return of sweaters and warm drinks, but it always feels a little like a goodbye too.
Now, here we go.
Spring, on the other hand, is a welcome back, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Summer, though, summer has always been too much, too hot, too bright, too relentless for me.
So relentless, shoes.
The garden becomes a battlefield, fighting to keep it alive under the scorching sun, our very hot Australian sun, dragging hoses and fretting over wilted leaves and soil cracking under the heat.
I learned a new word. It's snurtle.
Never heard of it, Bob.
Yeah, it's an English, an 18th century word.
What does it mean?
To quietly laugh at something you're not supposed to.
Then snurtle is definitely not for you.
Yeah, well, that's true, yeah.
It's exhausting trying to coax life from something that just wants to survive, not bloom. The joy of spring planting turns into the stress of summer survival.
If liars' pants did really catch on fire, watching the news would really be a lot more fun.
Congressional hearings would be hilarious.
Yeah, watching politicians speak would be smoky.
Spring is when I feel most myself. Hopeful, renewed, surrounded by green things growing. Autumn is when I exhale. Summer, well, that's when I just try to hang on. It really feels like that, like I brace myself as the humidity and the heat starts to climb and soar way beyond reasonable. Summer is not at all enjoyable.
They say that money doesn't buy happiness, but I'm accepting donations to test that theory.
Good one, Bob.
Yeah.
We only get so many springs, so let's notice them. Yeah.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
Those interludes of spring and plant life, there are moments in spring, brief, almost imperceptible, when the world seems to hold its breath in gentle awe. These interludes do not announce themselves with fanfare, but arrive in quiet gestures.
You really enjoy spring, don't you?
Yeah, I do. A softened breeze threading through the trees, the sudden tilt of golden light against wet earth, or the first green whisper at the edge of a long, dormant field.
Hey, you know you're getting old when you barely do anything all day but still need to have a nap to continue to do barely anything?
It's so true. Speak for yourself, Bob. It begins before we expect it. The ground, still cool from winter's retreat, stirs with subtle motion. Shoots of grass press upward, determined and delicate, like hope rising through old sorrow. I love it when that first bud appears on branches, as though painted there overnight. Yeah, very much so. Was not there yesterday. Amazing. I always find that quite fascinating. Tiny capsules of potential wrapped in silk and promise.
Yeah, before you judge me, please understand that I actually don't care.
Yeah, you're a bit of a card, Bob.
Yeah, no, but I don't.
Oh, I know. Plant life awakens slowly with a kind of reverent ceremony. Crocuses puncture the soil like notes of music. Shy, yet certain.
It's all very poetic, isn't it?
Well, to me it is. Daffodils and tulips follow, their colours loud and unapologetic, as I say, defying the grey skies that linger from winter.
Madonna is 66 and her boyfriend's 31. Cher is 79, her boyfriend's 38. Ladies, relax. If you're still single, your boyfriend isn't even born yet.
Oh, it's their lives and good on them, I say.
Well, yeah.
Trees begin to fuzz with leaf tips, not quite shade yet, but a promise of a canopy to come. Vines start to sprout again. I love me a good vine. These interludes are more than seasonal transitions. They are the earth remembering itself, remembering how to be green, how to flower, and how to breathe.
I'm starting to think I'll never be old enough to know better.
Yeah, I'm too young to care. Fill your boots, Bob. The air smells different, faintly sweet with pollen and something older, primal, a scent that that recalls every spring before this one.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
In the quiet hours, early morning or late afternoon, spring speaks. It says grow. It says begin again for plants, for creatures, and perhaps most tenderly for us.
I was thinking the adult version of head, shoulders, knees and toes is wallet, glasses, keys and phone.
Although,
Thought it was spectacles, testicles, wallet and keys.
well, that's fair, Bob. We only get so many springs. Let's notice them and adore them lots.
What do you do?
Well, I do. Daffodils with their bright trumpet-shaped blooms and golden yellow hues have captivated human imagination for centuries. More than just a harbinger of spring, these flowers carry deep symbolic meanings, spiritual associations and cultural significance rooted in ancient beliefs across various civilizations.
Here we go. Today I need that kind of coffee that's so strong when you take a sip, your ancestors wake up.
Good on you, Bob.
Yeah.
So the representation of daffodils, botanical name narcissus, are widely seen as symbols of rebirth and new beginnings. Because they're amongst the first flowers to bloom at the end of winter, daffodils represent the return of life, hope and all that renewal stuff.
A waitress asked me if I want a box for my leftovers. We went 3 rounds before she knocked me out. Yeah, she was tough, that one.
When I reflect on daffodils, spring, lambs being born, it takes me way back to my early days as a child when I was raised in New Zealand. Our township was surrounded by countryside, working farms, paddocks, sheep, cattle, and in spring, you knew it was spring as the lambs were being pointed out to you.
Hey, before we do something about artificial intelligence, why don't we do something about natural stupidity?
That might be harder to fix, Bob. As a child, it was pure wonderment, looking out for the daffodils, the wild ones dotted all over the countryside. Spring became the most favourite time of the year. With inspiration and creativity in the mix, the shape and vibrant colour of the daffodil evoke a sense of joy and a kind of artistic awakening.
Here we go.
Well, Bob, if you love daffodils like I do, you might understand my interest and why I am drawn to them.
Because of my happy memories.
Oh yes, for sure. Because as time went by, it was just the simple adulation of perfection, that being nature.
And daffodils?
Well, very inspiring, like what inspires you to get out of bed every morning.
Well, my bladder mostly.
Well, okay then. I also enjoy their connection to the myth of Narcissus. Gives daffodils an added layer of meaning relating to introspection and the journey toward understanding one's true life.
It got me an emotional support pet. It's a chicken. It's crispy. It also came with a biscuit.
I was happy to find that there are spiritual meanings for daffodils. In spiritual and metaphysical traditions, daffodils hold several nuanced meanings.
One of the things I like about getting older is your secrets are safe with your friends because they can't remember them either.
Daffodils are often associated with spiritual renewal and enlightenment, much like the soul's reawakening after a period of darkness.
Oh yeah, like winter's over, let's start anew.
Yeah, and their seasonal timing makes them a metaphor for light after darkness, a spiritual promise that hardships will pass.
Think I kind of said that.
Well, I think you might have, Bob.
Have you ever listened to some folks for a minute and thought, their cornbread ain't done in the middle?
Oh, I haven't heard that one in a while.
Yeah, I do wonder though.
Some traditions even see daffodils as a purifier of emotions and a cleanser of past sorrows, making them powerful symbols in healing rituals.
Oh yeah.
Ancient beliefs and cultural significance say in Greek mythology the name Narcissus.
Oh yeah, you mentioned him before.
Yes, and it comes from the Greek myth of a handsome youth who fell in love with his own reflection.
Well, that could happen if you're handsome enough, I'd imagine.
The gods turned him into a flower as punishment or mercy for his self-absorption. This story gave daffodils their dual meanings of beauty and self-love, but also vanity and introspection. I came across a quote that said, "When you have a heart of gold and have pure intentions, you don't lose anyone, they lose you." And that hit differently.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, there are Persian and Middle Eastern symbolisms I find all very interesting. In classical Persian literature, daffodils, referred to as nages, are praised for their beauty and are often symbolic of the beloved's eyes. They appear frequently in poetry by Rumi and Hafez, signifying desire, longing, and sometimes divine beauty.
Someone said 30 years ago, my mind went to the 1970s, but they mean 1995, and now I have to lie down.
It's a bit like that.
Yeah, it is.
Chinese traditions. In China, daffodils are associated with good fortune, prosperity, and the Lunar New Year. A blooming daffodil at New Year is believed to bring wealth and blessings for the coming year.
I did the math on how much I spend on wine every year, and at this point it would be cheaper to just buy my own chateau.
Okay. Celtic and Druidic lore. The Celts considered daffodils to be sacred flowers symbolising purity, light and new cycles of life.
That sounds pretty obvious.
Well, yeah, you know that now. Druids associated them with solar deities and the renewals of life force energy.
Yeah, well, anyway, tomorrow is National Stay-at-Home Day with your dog and drink wine day. It's nothing official. I made it up. Tell others.
But where do daffodils come from? I hear you ask.
I didn't.
Anyway, daffodils are native to southern Europe, particularly the Iberian Peninsula, Spain and Portugal, and North Africa, including parts of Morocco and Algeria.
If you decide to give up wine, you don't really live longer. You just, feel like you're living longer.
Okay.
Yeah, it's right there.
Over time, they spread across Europe and Asia, becoming naturalised in various climates. Today, they are cultivated globally and have become a mainstay in gardens and cultural traditions. Yeah, I do love daffodils.
Hey, a bit of PSA. A banana is 105 calories. A glass of prosciutto is 80, so choose wisely.
I've noticed you're a bit of a driven wine subject there, Bob.
Yeah, I might be.
Daffodils, as I get older, remind me there are only so many springs ahead. And when I look back at memories of daffodils, I know I've had 63 springs.
Jeez.
Yeah, so it makes all the seasons more important to enjoy. Enjoy your springs.
Enjoy your life.
Yes, yet another way of nature reminding you not to get caught up in the small stuff, the stuff that upsets your gizzards.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's right.
Daffodils are far more than ornamental flowers. Across cultures and centuries, they have come to symbolise rebirth, hope, reflection, self-reflection, and spiritual renewal, whether viewed through the lens of ancient myth, religious tradition, or modern spirituality. The daffodil continues to inspire and uplift with its powerful energy and timeless beauty.
Hey, here's one for you. Don't ever think you have it that bad. Somewhere in the world, someone just ran out of wine.
See, there you go again.
So you have a bad opinion of me?
No, I would not say that at all, and I did not say that, Bob.
Having shots at my wine jokes?
Just never heard you go on about it before, Bob.
Oh, yeah, okay then. It might surprise you that I don't care.
Well, you know what? Nor you should. You do you, Bob.
Yeah, right, okay then.
Life, like the seasons, moves in cycles. Each spring a soft reminder of beginnings, of colour returning, of warmth after cold. But the truth is we often ignore this, is that we only got so many springs.
Yeah, you're going hard in the springs. I'll just go hard in the wine.
Right then. The cherry blossoms don't bloom forever, do they? The morning sun that warms your back as you walk through a garden will one day rise without you there to see it. With every passing year, the springs you have yet become fewer. This isn't meant to sadden you, but to wake you.
People say love is the best feeling, but I think finding a toilet when you have diarrhea is better.
Nice, Bob.
Well, in that moment it is.
Well, that's true. Good on you. Live full-heartedly. Don't wait for the perfect time. Don't save joy for someday. Wear the outfit. Say what you feel. Call the person you miss.
Hey, what's 4 inches long and drives a woman crazy? Freaking empty toilet roll.
Dance even if you're bad at it. Love even if it's risky. Laugh until it hurts. Cry when you need to. Make memories that are worth revisiting when the world feels quiet and still.
I actually hate getting mad. It takes me like 2.5 years to calm down.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Nature doesn't hold back when spring arrives. It bursts with colour, scent and sound. You shouldn't hold back either. With each spring, ask yourself, am I truly living or just existing? Because with only so many springs left, the most tragic thing would be to live them halfway.
I once saw a video of a guy holding up a sign that said, "I love you, Stevie," at a Stevie Wonder concert. I think about this a lot.
Well, we can hope someone in the band saw it and told him.
Yeah, I suppose.
Let this season remind you life is brief, beautiful, and worth showing up for it with your whole heart.
You're crazy as Sharon. You might want to tuck that back in.
What, for loving nature?
Well, yeah.
Well, I'm going to let it all hang out, Bob. So, thanks for listening.
Hey, where are we going?
Well, Bob, it's that time, and I don't want to have to bore you anymore with my daffodil talk.
Yeah, no, I like it. I was just warming up.
Now we got to go, Bob. If this episode spoke to you, take a moment to step outside, breathe the spring air, and maybe say hello to the nearest daffodil. They're waiting. So until next time, there's only going to be so many springs. So say good day to the family for me, give the gazelle a sponge cake, and we'll see you next time, okay? Okay then. Bye.
Bye!